Feeling overwhelmed and stressed or even guilty about decluttering your home? You're not alone. I've worked with hundreds of homeowners and I've seen how crowded, chaotic space can turn buyers away, drag out the selling process, and slash your final price. And in this video, I'll walk you through 5 no BS ways to tackle decluttering strategically so you can sell faster, reduce the stress, and get the best return on your home value. Starting with why letting go is so tough and how to push past this. Why is it so freaking hard to get rid of stuff? Well, there's a science behind it. Surveys show 84% of recently stressed Americans say they worry that their home isn't clean or organized enough. We often keep things not because we need them, but because of memories or the fear of what if. There are several factors contributing to this. There is an emotional attachment that is hard to overcome. Ask yourself this one question. Would you buy this today? If not, why are you holding on to it? If the item isn't adding value to your life right now, let it go. Take a picture if it's sentimental, donate it if it's useful to someone else, and remind yourself that your memories aren't in the object, they're in you. Hoarding tendencies can sneak up on all of us, often disguised as just in case items or sentimental keepsakes. This can come in different forms, from the extreme, if you have ever seen some of those hoarding shows, and you know what I mean, from crawling over mountains of trash or even animal feces, all the way to a much lesser extreme that is probably way more common than most realize. One of my clients lost $6,000 in closing cost credits at the closing table following a final walkthrough, simply because they decided not to remove their personal items. And they probably lost even more because buyers were turned off during the showings and the marketing. This was more than a lack of cooperation. There was a deeper issue here. Bringing in a support group can help get through this process, and in more extreme cases, professional organizers can help as well. Another concept is called the endowment effect. This is when we overvalue things just because we own them. If it is an item that you never owned and you would not ever buy again, the solution is to remove yourself from the situation. Picture yourself as the buyer. If they don't feel like it adds value, then it's a good idea to get rid of it. Guilt over letting go. Instead of holding on, see donating items as giving items a second life. That gift or something you had for many years is sometimes hard to let go of. You might feel guilty. That expensive dress you haven't worn in years, someone else could be using it instead of collecting dust in the closet. Letting go isn't losing, it's passing things forward. You're not just freeing up space, you're increasing your home's value. I saw a Facebook post the other day, an image of a guy lying in bed, scrolling on his phone. His room was a mess with a bunch of personal items lying around. The post was filled with comments about how this was giving people anxiety just looking at this picture. This is how buyers feel when they enter a home cluttered with items that are not theirs and are not adding value or showcasing the home very well. Anxiety is a real problem, not just by you struggling with the challenge of decluttering, but by buyers envisioning themselves in your home. A clutter-free home reduces stress, and less stress means a better home selling experience for both you and the buyer. There is something called retail therapy habits. In 2019, a survey found that on average, people were spending $18,000 per year on non-essential goods. Retail therapy habits, the act of shopping to improve one's mood, just browsing can increase dopamine levels, making the process of shopping very addictive. Once the dopamine wears off, guilt, regret, or financial stress may set in, leading to a cycle of emotional spending. This can be a major contributor to clutter. We all know at least one person who is an Amazon-holic. That might be a sign of retail therapy habit in action. This is not necessarily bad, yet if it becomes excessive, it can be a problem. And if this is you, stop bringing in the new stuff when you're moving. Think about where you want to go, not where you've been. When you are in a new place, there will be plenty of other things you'll need. Save the money and start from a blank canvas. Now that you know why decluttering is so difficult, this is not going to be helpful until you know how to get past it. Different strategies have I've worked for different people. And here's a list of the ideas that have worked for others in the same situation. See what fits best and then start there. The one-touch rule. When you touch an item, decide keep, donate, or trash. No second guessing and no maybe piles. Maybe just means never. Trust me, those maybe piles or sort later piles don't work. I've done this many times. I move stuff from my dining room table to a box in another room, and it will sit there for days or even weeks until I find another spot. It seems like a never-ending cycle until I finally say enough is enough and say goodbye. Set a timer, 15-minute bursts. If you can scroll on your phone for an hour, you can declutter for 15 minutes. When you lock in that 15 minutes, bump it up to 30 minutes and then an hour. This can make what feels like a massive undertaking turn into a minor daily habit like brushing your teeth or washing the dishes. Follow the 80-20 rule. Research shows that people use 20% of what they own 80% of the time. The rest takes up space, mostly untouched. The 80% is just dead weight. Get rid of it. Use storage bins or boxes and labels if it's staying. It needs a home, period. Don't leave it out in the open. This will just cause more anxiety. You can also do the 20-20 rule. This is a popular minimalist concept to help break free of that fear of scarcity. It minimizes the risk and regret one might feel about letting go of an item. If it costs less than $20 and can be replaced in under 20 minutes, say goodbye. This is a great strategy to get started with, and it helps get rid of those small things that we all tend to throw in our junk drawers. Digitize sentimental item. Take a picture, then donate. Memories live in your minds, not in some dusty box. Declutter horizontally and vertically. Horizontally, clear countertops, tables, floors daily, remove unnecessary furniture, and digitize or file paperwork to reduce the clutter. This limits the surfaces that tend to be used as areas that attract clutter. Vertically, maximize wall space with shelves, organized closets, using bins, and use underutilized areas like the backs of doors or under stair storage. This approach makes a home feel spacious, organized, and inviting. You now have multiple strategies you can choose from that have helped many homeowners in your exact situation. So now where do you start? Find a process that works. And this is my recommendation. Start with a room by room approach. Focus in one area at a time. Trying to do the whole house at once is going to be a complete disaster. Decluttering works best when you follow a system. Here's the order that makes the most impact from my own personal experience. Start with the entrance. First impressions are everything. If buyers feel claustrophobic when they enter your home, they'll assume it lacks space. It creates a negative vibe before they even see the rest of the home. Now, when you come home, this will be the first place you enter. It helps motivate you to work on other areas once you complete this space. Then hit the main living areas: living room, family room, kitchen, and dining room. These areas must feel open and welcoming. This is where the new family will spend most of their time together, and where they will start envisioning themselves in your space. In their head, it will have to fit their furniture, their decor, and make sense for them individually. Your stuff might be beautiful, but it may not be what they want or what they currently have. You want to make that easy for them to do. Some buyers can't seem to look past other people's personal items. Next up is primary bedrooms and bathrooms. Buyers imagine themselves relaxing here. These spaces tend to be very personal, so it's important to keep them neutral. Other bedrooms, closets, and laundry. If it's jam-packed, buyers think not enough space. My dresser, my desk, and my bed won't fit, and they just move on. Garage, basement, and storage areas. Declutter now so you're not scrambling when moving day arrives. It could also lead to issues at the inspection time if inspectors don't have access to view certain parts of the home due to clutter. Plan a weekly timeline, one space at a time. Start now, don't wait until the week before listing. If focusing on one room and it still feels a little overwhelming, try decluttering by category. Gather all your clothes, your kitchen gadgets, books all at once. You'll see how much excess you have. It's incredible how easily we all grow into a home and how we collect things. Combine both of these two to become more efficient with your time. Now that you have everything dialed in on what's going and what's staying, now what do you do with it all? well. Here are some resources to help get rid of the items. You can even make some extra cash before the move with a garage sale, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and Amazon. There are people who make full-time incomes selling everyday home items on Amazon, eBay, and Etsy. So don't sleep on this option if your items have monetary value. Sell what's worth selling and don't get stuck holding on to sellable items for months. Donating sometimes makes it easier and feels better than throwing an item out. Try Goodwill, Salvation Army, and Habitat for Humanity. Someone else will appreciate what you don't need. It might be helpful to know someone else will benefit from something that you no longer have or use. This might feel like a better solution for items you prefer not to put in the trash. Give to family and friends if they actually want it. No dumping your junk on them. You might not be invited back to Thanksgiving next year. Rent a dumpster. If it's broken, outdated, or useless, it's time to let it go. Invest in storage units, but only if you actually use stuff in 6 months. If not, throw it out. Your home is now decluttered, but it still looks like your home. This could be a problem for your bottom line. The final step is depersonalizing the home. Buyers need to see a blank slate, a neutral canvas, so depersonalizing is a must. Remove personal photos and memorabilia. Buyers won't care about your vacation pictures. This distracts them from why they are there and may result in them focusing on why you're selling rather than why they are buying, leading to ask questions, feel skeptical, and possibly even buyer's remorse. I've been doing this for over 20 years and I'm personally guilty of this myself. I try not to be, but when I'm showing a client at home, if I see personal pictures or decor, I get distracted as well from the home itself. Not intentionally, it's just in our nature to be curious about who lives at that property. Why are they moving? Is there a problem with the home? You don't want to encourage these types of questions. The more it looks like a model home, the less likely buyers will be distracted by your life and focus on their life. That's what gets them excited. Neutral decor wins. No wild colors, themes, or quirky collections. Hide the pet items. Not every buyer loves pets or can tolerate them due to health issues. Remove bowls, beds, and litter boxes before showings. Minimize the wall art. Keep it simple, nothing controversial or over personal. Think like a buyer. Does your home feel like their future home? If not, keep at it. A decluttered home sells for more money, period. Buyers aren't just looking at your home, they're imagining their life there. And the easier you make that for them, the more competitive offers you will end up getting. If you're still stuck and unsure, your realtor can be your best resource. If you happen to be in my area, or if you're looking for an experienced realtor in your area, send me a quick message. All my contact info is listed below in the description. I'll reach out to you directly and make sure you are taken care of. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, hit subscribe and don't forget to watch this next one right up here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.